editing another submitted photo today, and as a reminder, if you want to submit your photo for me to edit as part of this series, the link is in my bio. But we'll start by cropping this one down to 4:3 and then grabbing one of my presets to use as a base, and I think I'll go with PA4 for this one. Next, things are looking a little bit dark, so I'm going to bring up our exposure a little bit, but then lower our highlights so we can bring back a little bit of detail in the brighter parts of the photo. Next, I think I'll head down to our color section to increase our vibrance and our saturation a little bit to bring some color back into the photo. And then in the color mixer, we have a lot of yellow going on with our greens, so I'm going to grab our yellows and push their hue a lot more towards the green side, and then maybe reduce their saturation as well. I might also grab our oranges and reduce their saturation a little bit just to even out her skin tones a hair. Then I'll head into our effects section to lower our texture and our clarity just so we have a softer, less digital look to the photo. Now to start adding some depth to the photo, I'm going to move on to create a linear gradient coming up from the bottom of the photo that I'll just lower the exposure on so we can darken the foreground and push our focus up towards her. I'll then create a people mask so we can select her off of the rest of the photo and then just increase her highlights a little bit. I think I'll then duplicate and invert that people mask so we can lower the exposure on the background a little bit, helping her to pop off of it a little bit more. And I think the last mask I'll create is a radial mask coming in from the left hand side between the trees that I'll just decrease the dehaze on so we can bring more of the sunlight into the rest of the photo. Now, something I like to check from time to time when I'm editing is to switch the photo to black and white so I can check the brightness values of the photo that aren't as easy to see when you're editing in color. And if we zoom in here on her, we can see she's kind of the same value as what's right behind her, making it kind of difficult to see her in the photo. So to correct this, we need to create a larger value difference between her and the background. So I'll switch back to color here, go back into our people mask to increase her exposure and then increase her dehaze just a hair to bring back her contrast, and then go back into our background mask to lower its exposure even more to again help there be a greater value difference between her and the background. And lastly, I think I'll use our generative brush to see if I can't remove this hairband from her wrist. And I think that'll do it for this one. So here's our before and our after.